Hey everybody, welcome back to my studio. Come on in, we're gonna paint some Wookiees today. Alright, let's go straight on into the top-down camera. I'm gonna show you what I've already started working on here. This is the Mega Wookie. That's what I'm calling it, Mega Wookie. Here's Chewbacca as a comparative. Alright, this guy's big. So I've already popped him out. And we're going to bring in the rest of the gang. The Wookiee Patrol. Now I want these to all have their own individuality, so I'm going to be using a different shade of brown. I also wanted to show you guys, I still have in the works for my Black Seas, the little buildings. We're going to be putting on the coastal areas. We have coastal forts. I couldn't find any better print, guys, so I just printed two of these. I'll paint them a little different shade of gray or something, and I'll put a little flag up here, a flag which we can change depending on who the team is or who the faction is. And so yeah, I mean, I'm going to show you the whole process here, guys. I haven't prepped anything. I haven't gone in here and basically picked the colors yet. So I'm going to just unfold this process right in front of you. Now you can notice that I have base coated these with my black. I got this really nice chocolate. I think is really close to what Chewbacca is, and what we're going to have to do, I don't have a ton of lighter colors, so what we'll end up doing is taking this flat brown and we're going to make it a little lighter for doing our variations. So we want to do dark, a little less dark, even lighter dark as we bring these colors out. And you can see that's what I have done here with this Wookiee. I've got my dark, my black, I put in a brown, and then I did a lighter brown on top, which was really just new wood, is officially the color. So yeah, we're going to go right on in. I'm going to put my brown in here. Not a lot, because we're just basically almost like doing a heavy dry brush. So I'm going to use this very small brush. Has been working really good. It's a perfect size to get into the little nooks and crannies until I paint the weapons. Right. So let's get on in here. Got my short brim hat on so that it doesn't get in the way. And let's go ahead and get started with Chewbacca. So I'm not pushing very hard. I'm going right over his face very lightly. And I want to leave some of that dark black underneath. I want to be able to see some of that, right? Okay. Hope you guys can see that, what I'm doing there. And we'll get started on the top of the legs, very lightly pushing with the brush. A little bit more pink than that. Hope everybody had a great week. I've been extremely busy. We had some inclement weather come through today. It is Friday at the time of this filming, videotaping. I don't do a whole lot of paint chats anymore, guys. Let's see if I can go in on this shot here a little bit. I have to move my camera down. Try to bring you guys in on a little bit better shot here. I think that's good. I'm probably going to use this chocolate. I'm going to call it a chocolate brown because it looks like a really nice milk chocolate. make sure I get his hands up under his arms. And a little spot here. So yeah, inclement weather. I fought the weather for 2 months, guys. Here in Central Ohio, it's just fight, 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 fight. We'll get a couple good days, and we'll get a couple of really windy, blustery days. All right, it's just one of those things. I think that's looking pretty good. And then what I'll do, this color, I'm going to do one more Wookie. I really like this guy. He's really sweet. I really like him. Great sculpt, you know. Great sculpt. He's also big too. So to me, he seems like Chewbacca's a little on the small side as far as Wookiees go. As best I can tell, he's got some good stats, right, on his card. So I'll be starting to experiment with balance. There's a lot of videos out there talking about building a list for Rebels or Empire. But it's hard to know. I mean, it's just all mostly someone's opinion. You can see I'm getting up there in the chest, and I'm trying to avoid as best I can the weapons. I'm probably going to do some sort of a dark bolt gun metal type-esque color, so it stands out. I don't want it to be black. It's not going to stand out very well up against this fur. Yeah. So we'll be doing the packs and the belts and stuff last. And we're going to go along with this thing. I like to paint in spurts. I don't know if I'll put all this on one video or break it up into a couple different videos for you guys. I'm just going to start painting the fur and see where I end up. You see this little brush. It's very similar to the dry brush that I use for my army painter. I do encourage you guys to check. If you're not going to check out the game, you don't really want to play the game, collect some of the figs. If you're a guy that's always been big into stormtroopers, I mean, these stormtrooper sculpts are amazing. They paint up really good. Lots of good details on all of their models. Right. Get his face good. Boy, that's what a good sculpt. Right. Now what I'm going to do for Chewbacca, get my clear water over here. Get that out. You hear stuff in the background, guys. That's my Giddy printing over there, so we just have to deal with the little noise in the background. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to try some here. I actually wanted to try a little khaki. I'm going to put just a teeny bit of khaki in this and see what I end up with. Like I said, I'm kind of experimenting with all of this. It may not work. I got plenty of brown, and I've got plenty of other colors. And this is just an attempt, guys, to just, you see it there? Get it in the shot, just to get this brown lighter. Oh yeah, I think that might work. So let's mix that up a little bit better. Get Chewbacca in the center shot here. And let's do one more drop. Khaki. You can see it there. just enough to get it just a little bit lighter. And we'll see how this works. Alright, now we're going to go in with this light cocoa brown. And I'll take an empty pot and get this a little drier. Alright guys, that's working really nice. Mostly up towards the tops where the light's hitting the model. Top of the head. Tops of the knees. Tops of the back. I'm not going to attempt any kind of a wash on these models. Right? I really don't want to interfere with something that could make it look too dull. Because the sculpture is so vibrant. Right, and I'll come back to it here in a little bit. If it's not seeming like it's enough contrast, I can make some changes. I can also go back in with just a little straight lighter color and just do various spots on the tops. Let's do something here with the next guy as we continue our experimentation. Now, I'm going even lighter. I'm going to do dark sand, guys. You can see my pot here. Not that kind of pot. I'm going to put a drop in, one drop at a time. One drop at a time. You don't want to get it wet, so I'm not putting any water in this. And really lighten it up. Really lighten it up. See how that's almost like milk chocolate, like really smooth, creamy looking milk chocolate. So let's do the same thing with this guy. Let's get some of the color on my brush over here to a dry. Back a little bit. The dry spot, you see the difference in those colors. And we're just getting lighter and lighter. And we're going to do the same thing with this Wookie. I'm going to start at the very top where the sun hits. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I want his face to look light. I want that character of his face to come out. So when the brush is freshly dipped, so to speak, I'm going to do all the top parts like this. And then I'll go down with heavy dry brushing. A little bit of that color. It's a layer effect, that's the way to look at it. Don't want to really get underneath the arms very much. The tops of his hands, tops of his arm here. His trigger finger. And we'll take what's left and go down the legs. Ooh, I'm liking that a lot. That really gives him his own unique color coloration. Yeah. Just a little bit more underneath his eyes. Right? Oh yeah, he's got that look like, I'm gonna shoot you. And now we got Chewbacca and him. They're somewhat close, but not that close. He's a little bit darker. Right? He's a little bit lighter. See in the color of the hair there. Alright, so that's good. We got this guy. He's basically the way I want him. I want that almost like he's older, you know, like he's General, what was his name? It was in Planet of the Apes. He was the orangutan. Maybe he was one of the scientists. Alright, so let's do this. Let's think about what color I'm going to do next. As like a baseline color on top of the black. I noticed online a lot of guys were using almost a reddish tone. So I've got this red leather, and I thought, well, here's what we can do. I'm going to go in. This was the flat brown, and this is the leather brown. It's a little bit darker color, the leather brown. I'm going to go in with the dark brown, or they're calling it leather brown. I'll just use a little bit of this, one drop, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull this up. We got this guy with the blades. That is badass. I love that. And we'll do the same thing. We're going to start at the top. Wait for a heavy dry brush. Not really getting into those eyes. I want those dark recesses of his eyes to be black. Right? You got to get close to a Wookiee to see his eyes. Let's go in, we're gonna... Oh, he's got almost like dreadlocks. Oops. Coming off of my poster tack. Get down, get those dreads. Same kind of thing here. I'm liking that. Liking that. I'm going to do the same thing with this next Wookiee, but we're going to do a different top shading. I'm going to do a tiny tinge of red, and then I'm not sure what else I'm going to do next. I'm going to figure something out here. See this dude? He's pretty badass. He's just looking for someone to kill with that big ass blade, right? Get in here, do his head. Oh, he's got some dreads too. I guess you could call them ponytails. Make sure I'm staying in the shot for you. I'll warn you ahead of time, guys. This Star Wars Legion is dangerous because the models are so addicting. You can just keep buying them and buying them. Everyone's got to figure out their own. Some guys like to wipe on the paper towel. That's certainly an option. I have found just using a dry, empty opening here, as it were, I can accomplish the same thing and not get it. Look, I go through enough paper towels. I go through a shit ton of paper towels. His knee, just kind of spin him around. Looks like I've got everything pretty good. He's getting Wookie'd up right there. And now for something completely different. Rinse our brush. It's almost cocktail time. The son's coming home tonight. He was here last weekend. Looking forward to that. Those of you that have kids understand. Now we're going to go in with our red. Let's get our first guy here up and centered. I shake it till I hear that little sinker, little lead sinker for you fishermen out there. Now we're going to go in like we did before. I'm going to go one drop. I'm going to stir and see what we get. Oh yeah. That's going to give you a really rich color. A reddish brown, kind of like a, I don't even know what. I guess there's some bears, there's some grizzlies I think that are this color. Again, we're going to start on the top. I think what I'll do on this next guy, guys. I'm going to give that guy even redder. Right, I'm going to go even redder on him. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm really light. I really want to bring out those braids, right? So I want to be really careful how hard I'm pushing. I'm not pushing hard at all. The tops of his arms, the top of his hands, where the sunlight's going to hit first. And then lighter. That looks nice. Gives them just a little bit of individuality, you know, when you really look at them. You know, there's just some nice uniqueness to the model. I guess you'd call this like a Wookie warband. Whereas we're leaving some of the dark, some of the black, so that you give that nice contrast. So he's nice too, so I'm going to compare him. You can see the difference you're getting. from these Wookiees. And when, especially when they finally dry. Here's this dude, the big dude. Right, and here's Chewbacca. He's just a little bit lighter. Right? And then this guy with the machete, we'll call it the Machete Man. I'm going to go in with even more red. I'm going to red him up. I'm going to go 1, 2 drops. Get really risky now. And we're going to go in, we're going to stir this up. Stir it, stir it, stir it. Stir it, stir it. No water like I normally do. I want this a little on the dry side. Oh yeah, that's turning out really nice. Kind of really spinning it around, You know, this you know, you can get these from NASA. They're, you know, about $10,000. You might have to save up and they'll send you one. You know, your fancy stirring stick. Now let's go in with this guy. Let's see what we got with this guy. Start again with the top of the head where the sunlight's hitting. Oh yeah, with his eyes squinted like that, man, that's really gonna look sweet. Again on the tops of the arms, hands. Braids in the back. We can go through, they've got, you know, obviously like, what do you call them, almost like a barrette. Hold back their hair. We'll hit those with like maybe like a bronze or something would be cool. You kind of want to think earthy with these guys. You know, they live in the jungles of Kashyyyk, the giant trees. So you want to emulate that in their attire, right? And the colors you choose. Nothing real bright. You know, they're going to want to use stealth. I'm sure they were hunters. They're hunters. Warrior Society. So they're just subtly enough different in the colors. That it gives them that individuality. You throw these in a display case or something, and you get the variations in colors. Really just what I'm looking for, just what I was going after. So kind of, you know, they need to be brownish, right? And little subtle shade differences. And like I said, I may sit here for a little bit. I'll psychoanalyze this a little bit as they dry and hold them up. And say, oh, these might be too close in color, which is, I'm starting to think that already. I'm like, well, I did put some extra red in there, but here, I'm really gonna roll the dice now, guys. I'm gonna go straight in with this red leather. I'm gonna do a tiny little drop. Tiny little drop. Tiny. Now, look at this. Check this shit out. Now I'm going to go in with this tiny little drop. I'm going to spin him around, make sure he's good and dry. I'm going to hit this with the tops. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Good call, good call. Yes, I'm not getting in with my regiment brush, guys. I'm just not. You And with this color, I'm not even going up and under the arms at all. I just want to get him a little bit more red. He's not red enough. I want that red tinge in his hair, right? Like this could be like a Scottish Wookie, you know? Oh yeah, I love that. Now we're cooking with gas. I did not go under his arms at all. Just a little bit around the legs. I really want to make sure I get that top hair nice and happy there. Now let's try this. Let's look at this now. There's the difference. That's what I'm looking for. That stands out better. A little spot right here. Get that. Yeah. That's exactly what I was going for with this dude. Little brush, guys. Just don't get it wet. We don't want to get down in. We want to skim the top. Now I'm gonna make myself a drink, and I'll be back, and I'll let you know if I'm going to make any further changes to these highlights. And I may take. We'll take one. Take one Wookie. I'm not going to do all of them. The video will just be too long. And pick out some of the details. All right, see you in a few. All right, everybody, it's the next day, and I'm going to show you what I did here with these Wookiees. Let's go right to the top down, and I needed to delineate these Wookiees from each other more than I did on the initial first part of the video. So I made this guy. He's starting to get a little gray. I came in with a white dry brush. I also started to hit him with some natural steel on the spots on his armor and his weapons belt. Okay. I'm really liking how it turns out. Now note the dark recesses of the eyes. That's really something that I'm digging there. Here's our more of a Scottish red. Right, you can see with that dark undertones what we're going after there. And come in, we'll put some bronze, right, or copper highlights on some of the stuff. These are not difficult at all to paint. They're actually very, very fun to paint because of all of the details you can hit with your heavy dry brush. So you can see the different color variations we're getting there. Here's Chewbacca. Here is the Chewbacca. Let's get the camera to zoom in if we can on this critter. Right. And this guy, he's one of my favorites. He kind of has the tan, like he's a beach Wookie, right? Mr. Beach Wookie. So here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to zero in on this guy. I'm pretty well close to being done with him. Printing up a few of these today. I got a little bit of black PLA left before I switch over to another spool of black PLA, but check these out. This is a nice file I found on Thingiverse. These are the Star Wars Legion container boxes, and they just printed up great. They're little 3-hour prints, you know, nothing too outrageous. And I printed those. Here's another one. I'm going to print a couple different variants of this. This is just space parts, like space engine. This is the kind of stuff you guys can do. I see a lot of guys posting on the group, the Discord group. Various things that they're purchasing as kits, which is cool. But I'm telling you, as if you start adding up those kits, start adding them up, by the time you get to 350, you could have had one of these. And PLA is like 22 bucks. And this black PLA I'm using, it's like it just goes and goes and goes. So I'm printing up a lot of this little small stuff to just use up the last of the spool. And it just keeps going and going. So here's something I was thinking about. I wanted to try to get some variation in color here. You know, I'm all about that. And we can only use so many browns and tans and whites and things of the same color family. So I thought what I'll do here, guys, is I'm going to come in with some of this uniform green. It's a nice, not super bright, but it's still an earth tone, but it should give us some really nice contrast. I just need a tiny bit because I'm going to come in with my detail brush. When this printer is cooling down, you'll hear those fans will still run. And I'm just going to come in where, like the strapping, and just hit the tops of the strapping to give us that nice variation in color we're looking for. See what I'm doing there? These are like ammo packs, you know, energy packs or ammo packs. I'm just gonna hit those with some green. Right? How cool is that? I really like that. That's a nice touch. You could do very dark. I like a dark blue. Very tops. We don't have to go too crazy with the detail. We just want to pick out some stuff, right? Just to give it some interest. We'll hit that pack with another color. It's like a little pack you'd keep snacks in. Wookie snacks. Official Wookie snacks. I'm just going to work my way around the belt. It's nice and quiet now. We'll use the same color on this pack as we'll use on this holster. Well, similar. Actually, what I'm going to do, see that holster is a different, there's two places here in this holster, so I'm going to actually use some of this green. You say it's some sort of a plant that has maybe like the consistency or the properties of leather, and when it dries it turns greenish color, or it stays a greenish color. Just the very tops. I'm just wanting to catch highlights. Here, and then we'll do the back. This is one of the 5% of the times that I'm actually using my detail brush. Works great, I love it. Keeps a nice point. And I'll go in with some bronze, I think, and hit his the holders for his hair. Right. that's going to work really well. That contrasting color. I said on other videos, guys, don't be afraid to experiment. The worst thing that happen is you walk away, you come back the next morning or the next day and you say, you know what, I don't like that, I'm going to change the color. Alright? I really like that. That's a really, I think it's a nice touch. Alright, I'm going to clean that brush out. Get some green. I'm wanting to go with something kind of bright for his packs and his holster. I really want that contrast, right? That dark light contrast going on. So let's rotate our revolver here. This is light brown, just a drop light brown. Clean my nozzle there. A little too much paint, but you'll see I'll drag it out there like a little point. I'm going to come in, hit that holster. And when it dries, it'll dry a little darker. Just the very tip of his holster. Top of his holster. Like so. And then these, I'm not sure what you would call these appendages. Weapon of some kind, maybe some sort of a strapping system. It's hard to tell. And again, I'm forming a tripod, guys. I've got both of my hands that you see on the camera are resting on this table. And then once I make contact with the brush, that makes our tripod. It gives me a lot of stability and control over the brush. But you gotta, I do it sometimes too, but keeping the clutter down on your table and keeping your table organized really goes a long way. For me, it's just, I'm OCD. I can't have all the clutter. I've got to have things organized. And there's his little pouch. We'll put the little straps. Straps. You can see that, how I did the little straps. That really helps bring out the detail and the realism. Just making sure I get all of the surfaces that are visible. There's a little bit towards the bottom that I'm gonna need to get. You can see underneath here. Get that. A little bit more on the belt. Oh yeah, I'm liking that a lot. That really makes them pop. Really makes them pop. Alright, I got a little bit of this paint left. Let's see if I can use it up on this guy. his pouches real quick. Some of it up. I want all their pouches to be a little bit different, but this will be a good contrasting color, I think, with this guy's fur. Straps. Boom. Now we'll get under the pouch. Oh yeah, this is a great color. I like this light brown. Those straps. Boom. I like that a lot. Alright guys, I think you get the idea on these Wookiees. I'm just gonna sit here, finish off the last of the details, and these guys are ready to base. Alright, thanks for coming along for the ride, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.